All right, coming to you live from Las Vegas and VMworld. I'm here with Mahesh Kumar. Mahesh, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So we wanted to talk about cloud management. What can you tell us?
Absolutely. So, folks have traditionally identified VMware with server virtualization. We have the lion's share of that market. But then what happens in terms of day two? How do you take your landscape of VMs and how do you operationalize it? How do you ensure that you're getting the right amount of performance for the workloads? How do you make sure that the capacity is being leveraged and utilized completely, right? Do you have wastage? Do you have zombie VMs, ghost VMs, and so on? And then how do you ensure that configuration drifts are caught and fixed, right? So the management BU has its genesis in performance, capacity, and configuration management, and that's where we started with vRealize Operations. It literally is a platform tooling which allows you to take care of these day two issues, to run your virtual infrastructure, to run your cloud very efficiently, right? So you're drawing down on the OpEx side of the equation, the CapEx having been taken care of by virtualization. Then looking beyond operations, once you have put in some intelligence to your operations, the next piece from a management perspective is how do I automate this? How do my users consume things? What kind of automation engine do I need to put in place? What kind of framework do I lay in place so that users can come in and they can consume out of the standard portal using role-based access, things that they want to be in terms of deploying environments and applications so that they can be very productive. So this part is really about automating your typical IT infrastructure and application workflows and allowing the business, the line of business and developers to consume that so IT can provide SLA, it can provide governance, and can do these things in a very secure fashion while still working with the development teams and with the other parts of the organization to ensure that they get the resources they need in a very agile fashion, right? So that's the management piece. We have gone on to extend this across a few other things in the recent past. So with the recent acquisition of Network Insight, for example, it complements our NSX offering, which is targeting network virtualization. So with VMware Network Insight now, you get the complete picture from overlay to underlay, from your virtual networks into your physical, looking at your logical distributed routers, looking at your virtual firewalls, looking at your switches and routers in the underlay, in the physical side, and then connecting all of this back into the virtual machines that are running the workloads that you have. So in Network Insight, you get that full scope across your physical and virtual networking and workloads that are leveraging them. We also have a log analytics platform within the management BU, which is looking at non-time series data and essentially helping you analyze and troubleshoot, detect and diagnose problems, and then take care of those as well, right? And then lastly, we have specific tools and initiatives which are now targeting developers directly. And so, for example, with vRealize CodeStream, which is also part of the management business unit, release management teams can now look at their pipelines. They can essentially take their pipelines, they can dictate what happens across the different stages of the software-defined software life cycle, promote across staging, UAD, production, remote, take care of multiple pipelines and do this in a very consistent fashion, right? So from our perspective, while VMware has traditionally provided the infrastructure across network, storage, and compute, the management business unit actually helps tie all of this together and helps provide that top hat or consumption layer while also then providing the services such as monitoring, troubleshooting, logging, analytics, and so on, and then works hand in hand with IT as well as line of business and developers, so the experience they get out of their infrastructure is one which speaks to the agility component, but at the same time it provides IT the relevancy in terms of the control and the compliance to, let's say, corporate mandated security or other needs that might be imposed from an organizational standpoint, right? So management really ties all of this together, and now with the announcements on day one and day two, we're extending this across clouds too. So it doesn't have to be just a VMware stack. As a cloud consumer, and we have spoken to hundreds of enterprises, they don't just pick one cloud. They usually have multiple clouds. So how do you get visibility into these clouds? How do you know the cost of your clouds that are being consumed by our organization. And again, management comes in handy because now we can look across clouds, normalize this information, and provide that on a single pane of glass. So you can make that educated decision in terms of cloud brokerage and where you really are spending money, where there are inefficiencies, what is cost effective, what would provide the SLA your workloads need, and then make that educated choice of which cloud to go to. So overall, management it's a huge part of the VMware strategy, and it's becoming more and more important as we go into the cross-cloud services that we are talking about.
Awesome. Mahesh Kumar,
Thank
thanks
you
so much.
Thanks.